floor is yours.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'd like to speak to all of you about a very important subject, reducing our carbon footprint on our planet. There are many different ways we can go about doing this, so we need not take a fatalistic approach, such as feeling like, oh, I'm the only one that's going to do it, so it doesn't matter, or it doesn't get done correctly, so it doesn't count. It is imperative, not only for our distant future, but also all the future generations of humankind, that we do our part to reduce our carbon footprint on Earth. According to Impactful.Ninja, reducing your carbon footprint is important because it mitigates the effects of global climate change, improves public health, boosts the global economy, and maintains biodiversity. I know most of us think of traditional recycling when we speak of reducing our footprint. Britannica defines recycling as recovering and reprocessing of waste materials for use in new products. I've been an avid recycler for several decades, and I promote it on a regular basis. It's certainly an important component, but I want to talk about some other less talked about ways we can greatly decrease our footprint. The first way I would like to talk about is to reduce. According to roguedisposal.com, reducing is simply creating less waste. It's the best method for keeping the environment clean, so it's the first of the 3 R's. By reducing, you stop the problem at the source. Making less waste to begin with means there's less waste to clean up. This can be done by composting to reduce food waste going to the landfills, or something as simple as taking note of your food waste patterns and making less food in the first place. Those are just a couple examples of reducing. The second way of footprint reduction I want to discuss is reuse. Reusing goes hand in hand with reducing. For example, if you take your own reusable shopping bags to the store, you are reusing and reducing at the same time. Buying or donating from or to family and friends, thrift stores, or antique shops is also an excellent way of reusing needed items, and one of my favorite things to do. My husband and I love to go to thrift shops and antique stores all over the country. It's a fun and purposeful way we enjoy spending time together. There's nothing better than brunch and antiquing on a late Saturday or Sunday morning. The third and final method of decreasing our footprint, which I would like to discuss, is another one of my favorite things to do. This is repurposing goods. Repurposing is different than reusing. Chicago Textile Recycling tells us, whereas you would reuse a product for its original purpose in a new place or way, to repurpose would be to find a new purpose for an already existing material. It wouldn't go through any kind of process as it would in recycling, but would simply find a new purpose from the original one. Repurposing can be done easily by using paper towel or toilet paper rolls, milk cartons, or other items to use in making crafts. Online, you can find places where you can donate items needed for repurposing. I remember reading about a school who took in, among other things, old markers and highlighters. They took them apart and then used the inside for their students to dip in water and paint like watercolors. I thought that was a very creative way to reuse something that would otherwise end up in the landfill. If you would like to get even more creative and use your imagination, you can take just about anything and turn it into something completely different. I particularly like the idea of taking a dresser and turning it into a dollhouse. I've been seeing that for a few years now all over the internet, and I would like to do that. I haven't done it yet. but I like to do that. I've also seen that take dollhouses and paint them black and do all kinds of stuff to them and make them haunted houses, which I would love to add to my gigantic, we have a gigantic Halloween decorations ensemble. We don't use all of it every year, but it would be nice to add to that. There are many different things that we can do in order to reduce our waste. I will leave you all with this final thought from recyclenow.com. Reducing what you waste and reusing items as much as possible is a great way to reduce your impact on the environment. From thinking differently about what you buy, to refilling water bottles or using bags for life, to composting at home, there are lots of ways to make a real difference. Thank you for your time.
Okay.
Go ahead.